As you lie here, with your body weary and the world around you fading into a gentle blur, take a moment to breathe. You've lived a life that's been yours, filled with both joy and sorrow, with triumphs and regrets. And now, as the years stretch behind you like a long, winding road, you find yourself at the edge of this journey, looking back and maybe looking forward. The road was never smooth, was it? You stumbled more than once, fell hard, and at times, it felt like you wouldn't get back up. But here you are, at the end of it all, still breathing, still alive. Remember that it wasn't the stumbles that defined you, but the way you picked yourself up afterward. You learned, even when it hurt. You grew, even when you didn't think you could. And through it all, you found your way, however winding or unexpected it may have been. The work you did, the jobs that sometimes felt like they were more burden than blessing, they were part of your path. You might not have always loved them, might have even resented them at times, but they gave you what you needed. The satisfaction wasn't in the work itself, but in the life it allowed you to live, in the relationships you built, and in the quiet moments of accomplishment that punctuated the long hours. The world you lived in wasn't perfect. Far from it. There were days when the weight of its flaws pressed down on you, when the injustices you saw made you question everything. But you did your part. You engaged, you cared, and you did what you could to make your corner of the world a little better. That's enough. It has to be enough. You traveled, not as much as you once dreamed, but enough to know the value of both the new and the familiar. There was a time when you wanted to see everything, to experience every corner of this earth. But as the years went by, you found peace in the places you knew, in the comfort of the familiar. And that's okay. Not all journeys require you to leave home. Some of the most important ones happen right where you are. Food was more than just sustenance for you. It was a journey in itself. Remember how your taste changed, how what once repelled you became something you cherished. That was a reflection of your life, a constant evolution, a willingness to embrace change, to find joy in the unexpected. You learned to appreciate the simple things, and that, in itself, was a gift. Technology changed rapidly, and you kept pace as best you could. But in the end, it wasn't the gadgets or the tools that mattered. It was what you created with them. You didn't need the latest or the best. You needed only your creativity, your passion, and your willingness to learn. That's what made you different. That's what made you who you were. The world around you changed, and so did your views. The cars, the way we moved, the energy we used, it all became a reflection of something deeper. You cared about this earth, worried about its future, and did what you could to make a difference. It wasn't always enough, but it was something, and that something mattered. You learned that fame wasn't all it was cracked up to be. The spotlight wasn't what you wanted. What you wanted was to create, to share, and to be left alone to live your life. And in the end, you found contentment not in recognition, but in the quiet satisfaction of a life lived on your own terms. Your parents, they did their best, even if it didn't always feel that way. They loved you in the only way they knew how, and you learned from them, even if the lessons weren't always the ones you wanted. You found your own way, made your own mistakes, and ultimately, you became who you were meant to be. It wasn't perfect, but it was yours. And politics, well, the world was always complicated, wasn't it? You had your beliefs, your values, and you stuck to them as best you could. You voted with your conscience, supported those you believed in, and did your part to shape the world around you. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And in the end, it was worth it. Now, as you lie here, with the end approaching, remember this. You lived a life that was uniquely yours. You faced challenges, found joy, and above all, you kept moving forward. The road behind you is long, but it was never about the destination. It was about the journey, the steps you took, the people you met, and the experiences you had along the way. You don't know what comes next. None of us do. But that's okay. You've faced the unknown before, and you'll face it again. Whatever happens, you've lived, you've loved, and you've made your mark on the world. And that's more than enough. So rest now, old man. The journey isn't over, but it's time to take a breath. We'll just have to wait and see what the next part brings.